All right, hello everyone. This is our video for Tuesday. I'm recording it Monday night. Going to be a quick one here. Just doing stars and standings, and then later today on Spotify, look for it. We will have power rankings plus some extra thoughts. So a couple little news bits that we'll touch base on. But right now, yeah, looking at the standings, if you've noticed from seeing this board in weeks past, something's changed. Color. Yeah. If the team is in black, they have clinched a playoff spot. And so that is why Columbus and Binghamton are now black. The teams in red, of course, are in playoff positions currently, and the teams in blue are still on the outside looking in, but that can change. All right. Most teams have anywhere from 17 to 20 games left. So, Columbus obviously in control of their own fate, 95 points atop the Continental Division. Carolina quietly having a very good year. They went through that rough patch about a month, a little over a month ago, but since then, they've bounced back very nicely. Of course, having your big scorers, Roman Kramer and Dawson Baker and Gus Ford all in the lineup, that helps. So they're chugging along. I would assume they probably end up in second place, but again, time to go yet. Port Huron and Mississippi still kind of together, but Port Huron, of course, they did not play this last weekend, so they've got a couple games to make up, so to speak. But Mississippi now might be a tough go for them. Blue Ridge, they are still hanging back there. It's now 16 points between them and Mississippi. So, again, if Blue Ridge is going to make a push, this is a time. I think that they've done some very good things with their lineup, their roster, and they got a good competitive team. I know they don't have a lot of wins yet, just 12 wins altogether, but night in and night out, they are competitive. They don't get blown out. So, good things happening in Blue Ridge. And Baton Rouge, they're still going through a lot of growing pains. It's a first year team. They've been on the road for the last 17 years, or so it seems. But yeah, finally, Thursday, home game. First home game first home game of 2024. And that sounds weird saying that. You're almost at the end of February. And, we haven't had a home game this year. So hopefully, the home crowd can get the Zydeco fired up, and we can see some good hockey. All right, in the Empire Division, Binghamton, of course, has clinched that first playoff berth. Motor City, they are still chugging along in second place. Danbury's narrowed the gap a little bit, just 7 points in between. There's really not a huge difference between these three teams. Yeah, I mean, there is, but there's 7 points between Motor City and Danbury, and then Elmira is just 15 points back. That's 5 games, 5 wins. So that is not impossible to overcome. And then, Watertown, they're only 7 points out right now. So a lot can still happen. You just never know. And as we saw this last weekend, it's proof that any team can beat any other team in this league on any given night. Yes, some teams end up winning a lot more often, but no night is a gimme in this league. So, apologies to Delaware Thunder fans, but we don't have Delaware Thunder to kick around anymore. So there we go. All right, so that's a look at the standings. I want to mention a couple of things. magic numbers to clinch the division. And it's kind of weird because you see Columbus is 95 points. They're leading the league in points. Their magic number is higher than Binghamton's, but that's because of A, the number of games remaining for Carolina versus Motor City, and B, the points. Obviously, Carolina is 17 points behind Columbus, where Motor City is 20 behind Binghamton. So, magic number for Columbus is 38. 38 points for Columbus to clinch the Continental Division. Binghamton's number is 25. So I'm thinking it's probably going to happen for both. But again, you never know. All right, so that is a look at our standings. And again, if you haven't tuned into the previous editions of Stars and Standings, I do this very simply. I know sometimes that the standings can be very complicated the way it looks like on the Fed site. So we have wins, losses, overtime losses, points, and then we have regulation wins and winning percentage. Should there be ties, that's how things play out. Points obviously is the first determination for who finishes in what order. Excuse me. If there's a tie, you go to regulation wins. If you're still tied, you go to percentage. So that's why I include those. And yeah, it's simplified. You don't have 20 columns like you do on the Fed page. So okay, enough about that. On to our 5 stars for the week, for week 20. And we had 14 games all together, 5 on Friday, 5 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday. So a lot of games to go through stats and to see who did what. And this is what I came up with. There are a lot of other players that probably could have been mentioned, I could have thrown on here. In the end, I settled on these 5. Again, we're just going in alphabetical order by last name. This is not in any particular order. Gus Ford, of course, he's been back now for a couple weeks from the SP, and he's back to doing Gus Ford things: 4 goals and 2 assists. At the rate he is going, I am sure that he will be back in the top 3 in scoring in the league very soon. I believe he is 4th right now, but that's not going to last. So Gus Ford, excellent weekend. That's in 2 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. Second, our goaltender of the week is Owen Liskovitz. Now, there were about 4 or 5 different goaltenders that I probably could have mentioned, but Liskovitz, I chose him because he did play 3 games this last weekend. Yes, he only played not quite a full period in one game, but he played 2 whole games plus a period, and the one game was an overtime game. So, yeah, so there's the stats: 65 saves, 69 opportunities. So he's got himself 2 wins, and of course he had an extra period. So his goals against average 1.67 for the weekend. Save percentage 942. Fantastic. So congratulations to Oliz. Yep, he's my goalie of the week. All right, Justin McDonald. The guy's a machine. It's insane. Another 4 goals and 5 assists. That's all. So yeah, he's continuing his hold on first in the race for the initial Ahmed Mahfouz Trophy, also known as the Fed's version of the Art Ross. Yeah, leading scorer. He's way ahead of everybody right now. All right, Johnny Ruiz. Wow. Yeah, he never was playing poorly this year. But since his baby was born, man, he has been on a tear. And it continued this last weekend: 3 games, 7 goals plus 2 assists. Ruiz, again, continues to be the heart and soul of the Danbury Hat Tricks. Yeah, he's Mr. Danbury. He's just incredible, and I mean, yeah, he's scoring 5-on-5 goals. He's scoring on the power play. He's scoring shorthanded. Um, he's doing it all. So Johnny Ruiz makes our list. And finally, we have Connor Smith from Binghamton Black Bears. 3 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. And he had been quiet for a while. He kind of fell off with scoring for a while, but he's been back the last few weeks and had himself a very nice weekend. So Connor Smith from Black Bears, he is our final star for the week. So there you go. Year 5, Gus Ford, Owen Liskovitz, J Mac, and Johnny Ruiz, and Connor Smith. All right, so that is it for today's Stars and Standings. Again, okay, I'm recording this Monday night, but I will be posting this on Tuesday. Make sure to watch for or listen for Spotify. Again, we will be doing power rankings for week 20, plus some interesting little news tidbits. So make sure to tune in for that. Make sure you're following me on all 3 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon.